gentlemen, a very warm welcome to the M.E.N Arena here in Manchester, England for tonight's World Championship Boxing. And now, Barry Hearn, for and on behalf of Ringside Boxing Promotions, in association with Prince Promotions and Matchroom Sport, proudly presents for your entertainment 12 rounds of boxing for the vacant Commonwealth Light Middleweight Championship. Sponsored here by Betfred, the world's biggest independent bookmaker. And a very warm welcome to our viewers joining us live here on Sky Sports. It's Saturday fight night, and you've joined us for the very best ringside seat in the business. All the officials have been appointed by the Commonwealth Council and the British Boxing Board of Control. Steward in charge, Mr. Dennis Lockton. Our area representative is Mr. Richard Jones. Our inspectors all at ringside: Ron Warbottom, Kevin Leaf, Stephen Ray, Eddie Higgins, Andy Morris, and Jeff and Dave Bota. Our medical officers here at ringside: Dr. Hudson, Dr. Thomas, Dr. Sim, and Dr. Sharp. Timekeeper at the bell is Gary Brennan, and referee in charge of the action from Birmingham, England, is Mr. Terry O'Connor. Ladies and gentlemen, they are the officials. Here are the contestants. Introducing to you firstly, he's fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black trunks trimmed with yellow, weighing in at 10 stone, 11 pounds, bringing an 11 fight record, 10 wins, 6 inside the scheduled distance, and just 1 defeat. Coming to the ring as the reigning African champion, ladies and gentlemen, from beautiful Kampala, Uganda, Adam Katumwa. And across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the red trunks trimmed with black and silver, weighing championship weight of 11 stone, 20 fight record, 19 wins, 13 inside the scheduled distance. 1 loss. The former undefeated Commonwealth Light Middleweight champion from Salford, it's marvelous Jamie Moore. So, sports fans, let's get the action underway. 12 rounds of boxing for the vacant Commonwealth Light Middleweight Championship.
Fight in the changing room, protect yourself at all times. Shake hands, best of luck to both. Here we go. Clear the ring.
By the way, Katumwa here is fighting on his 27th birthday. Jamie Moore not planning on giving him any presents and starting as a big favourite in this fight. 19 wins, 1 defeat for Moore, 10 wins and the 1 defeat for Katumwa. But how good is he? 2 weeks ago we saw a Ugandan here, Michael Keyser, against Alex Arthur, and frankly he was embarrassingly bad. So we can but hope that Katumwa is a bit better than him. Let's see.
Well, he came into the ring, Ian, glistening with sweat, although as though he'd been properly warmed up in the dressing room, so at least that means his corner know what they're about, but he's just taking a good straight left from Moore.
Well, he already looks better than Keyser to me anyway, judged on the first 10 or 15 seconds. He does hold the African Boxing Union Championship at this weight and has made a couple of defences of it, both of them inside schedule. Couldn't tell you about the quality of the opposition in East Africa, but he won convincingly enough anyway. Moore on a roll in the red trunks. Boxing on home ground here in Manchester.
I'm just thinking, we don't see too many southpaws from the African continent. It's actually quite unusual. So I wonder how popular he is over there. That's maybe accounted for quite a few of his victories. He seems to know what he's about anyway.
Yeah, he's made a positive start here, Katumwa, and Moore has very little experience against southpaws. In fact, I think he's only fought one before, Lee Wicks. And he won't know too much about this guy. There wouldn't be a lot of videos around of Adam Katumwa, would there?
I tell you, he's fairly positive the way he started. He's tight, he's compact, he's well balanced, his body weight forward, he looks certainly strong enough. So not quite causing Moore some problems, but maybe 1 or 2 surprises in the first rounds here.
A sharp right hand from Moore. Has to make sure that he's mentally on song for this. He can't have gone into this thinking it might be an easy ride. Katumwa busy in this opening round, and Moore with a very good right hand, stiff, and that rocked Katumwa. Suddenly his legs seemed to go briefly after that punch.
Maybe he's coped with it well. Another good uppercut. The quality punch is certainly coming from Moore here.
He's setting himself for the shots.
See, Moore does have a good compact style. He doesn't do anything silly, he doesn't do anything too adventurous. So even when he knows nothing about an opponent, you don't expect him to get caught with silly punches. He's been caught a couple of times, but he seems to have everything under control with his own boxing anyway. A little bit of shoulder coming in from Katumwa.
And a bit use of the head as well, which the ref didn't like much. Warning for the Ugandan about that. Busy enough, Katumwa, but the shots that have mattered in the round seem to have come from Moore. Both of them going to the body. Good first round, that. Oliver Harrison is the main man in the corner for Jamie Moore. He's on a good run at the moment as a trainer. Benny King, the cut man, on the far side, happily not needed yet.
Well, certainly the quality punches coming from Moore in the first round. I don't know so much about the quantity, but he probably won the round just on the sheer quality. These defences were nice and tight for most of the time as well.
Oh, great left hand from Moore. Fast shot, and that brought one or two of the fans off their seats. He has looked good recently. There's another right hand, and you just wonder a little bit about the punch resistance of this Ugandan. He's been rocked a couple of times now.
Well, Ian, I'm thinking the opposite, because punch resistance is how quickly you recover from a punch, and he seems to recover instantly. I think this fellow's strong. I think he has a decent chin. I mean, that was a beautiful shot. That was a knockdown shot in anybody's book. But he's taking it and he's firing back. I think he has a fair chin.
Let's see what he does. One or two borderline shots to the body from Katumwa. Moore covering up and looking for counters. I'd seen one or two tapes of him, and he looked like a decent southpaw with a solid left hand. Katumwa, that was the word coming down to us. Moore, by the way, only needs one more win to have a Lonsdale belt to keep at British title level. And that fight might be in June for him, we're hearing. There's good pressure from Katumwa.
There's not a lot of method in what he's doing, but he's stopping Moore from working. Just keeps marching forward. Tremendously physically strong. So I think Moore wants to find the centre of the ring and stay out there.
Good defence from Jamie Moore. He's covering up, taking a lot on the arms and gloves as the Ugandan tries to wade forward. He's come through one or two rocky moments against Andrew Facey, didn't he, before prevailing. Moore.
I think he's boxing the wrong fight at the moment. I think he wants to use the ring a little bit more. That was a good shot. Once again, another punch that could have caused a knockdown against a different opponent. I think this fellow's tough enough, Ian.
Good left uppercut with his back to the ropes from Jamie Moore. Another left hand landing around the side of the head, but no knockdown counted by the referee. He's got a good dig about him out of that southpaw style, Jamie Moore. He's had wrist and elbow injuries. He's been out since November. Some treatment in the United States of America for him.
I think again it's the quality and the accuracy of Moore is the difference between the two, but this fella had plenty of enthusiasm.
He's going to make more work for it. I think that's what we can deduce from this already. Good left hand, that one did seem to get through. Well, he's working so hard, Adam Katumwa. No easy ride there for Jamie Moore.
Well, it's certainly not going to be easy as long as it lasts. I would rather see Moore using his skills a little bit more as opposed to the power. He wants to pin solid shots on, but this fellow's fairly crude. Moore could force him into making mistakes and punish him for the mistakes, but he's got to use his skill to do that. That was which could have been a knockdown, but I think the referee called it properly. I think it's that one just caught him off balance. But a couple of times, good solid shots have landed on his chin. He's taken them well. That was another good shot, but as soon as he takes it, he's looking straight back and getting the punches going. So I think, as you say, Ian, he's going to have to work for it tonight.
Katumwa, by the way, won his African Boxing Union title at a place called Sabrina's Pub in Kampala, the Ugandan capital, which I understand is a popular local boxing venue.
Usually when you hear of a fight at Sabrina's Bar, you wonder if they have boxing gloves on at the time.
Exactly. The guy he was fighting had a 10-1 record anyway, so it wasn't too bad a win by the sound of it. And again, he piles on. He's just taking Moore a bit by surprise here.
So he's not giving them the space. Jamie's got to find space, move around the ring, doesn't want to be pinned on the ropes. But the early signs that this fella was going to give him some problems. I don't know if there's any malice in these things that he's doing. I don't know if it's just the crudeness. He follows through with the shoulders. I don't think he's subtle enough to be using his shoulder. I think it's just added enthusiasm.
I think Moore's finding the style difficult.
I think Moore is too stationary. He wants to be using the ring. I mean, he could have this fellow charging into the ropes if he just stepped to the side.
His head use there. He's
warning, yep.
Point away. He's getting a point deducted here. A point deduction from referee Terry O'Connor for Katumwa.
I feel a little bit sorry for Katumwa. I think it's his clumsy style that's causing the problems. He doesn't look malicious in what he does, just a little bit clumsy. But Moore really wants to come up with something a little bit better than this. Too stationary, he's been pinned on the ropes, he wants to use the ring, leave this fellow hitting fresh air.
Again, he looks for the left-hand counter, but he's having the box on the back foot all the time here, Moore.
Moore's trying to turn this around using power. I think his skill is required, certainly in the first 6 rounds of this fight. Just don't get involved with this fellow, he is tremendously strong.
And has obviously come here really wanting to go home with that Commonwealth belt around his waist. That's a low blow with the right hand from Moore on the inside. He got away with it. I think it was on the ref's blind side.
Not too many clean punches coming from anybody in this round.
There's a lot of pressure from Katumwa, but he's not picking the shots that well. He's hitting air and arms and gloves quite a lot.
But Moore's not countering the way he was in the first couple of rounds. So I think he's been outworked in this round a little bit.
He has, isn't he?
Katumwa thinking what he's doing here. He's just taking his time trying to pick shots.
Quite a big team with him as well, Katumwa. I was noticing around the hotels. Good stuff again with the uppercuts. Moore. And the body punching. The more eye-catching shots coming from him here.
I wonder if the southpaw stance is giving Moore some problems. I mean, they say 2 southpaws make a bad fight. That was a saying years ago. Certainly not the case here.
There's no shortage of incident, that's for certain. In that last round for Adam Katumwa from Uganda. Use of the head.
Yeah, again, I'm not sure. Well, that looked a little bit cynical, that one, so I'll hold my hand up. I think the referee spotted something I didn't spot. That last one it was a little bit nasty.
Yeah.
But up to that point, I think it was more clumsiness, certainly with the shoulders and the elbows. But didn't complain too much, so good spot by the referee.
Yeah, it was a definite one, wasn't it? Attempted butt from Katumwa and paid the penalty. Good right lead from the Ugandan. Uganda produced too many top liners. Ayab Kaluli comes to mind, John Mugabe, of course, and Cornelius Bozer Edwards, who later boxed out of London. Very, very good fighter, but not too many others apart from that. Didn't Idi Amin box for a while as well?
Yeah, I think he was undefeated for a while, Ian.
It didn't
managed
pay to
beat him,
beat him, did
No,
it?
I think you were shot later if you managed to beat him. I think Moore trying to bring the jab into play a bit more. And Jamie doesn't want this kind of fight for 12 rounds, and there are no signs that this fellow is ready to be blasted out of there. So I think start using your skills, the jab, move around, make this fellow miss.
Just wonder if there's a bit of ring rust as well for Moore, who has been out for a little while with these injuries.
See, I think he's put himself in a bad position, giving up a title to suit a stablemate, then coming back and fighting with something you already owned. I mean, it's not the best preparation. I mean, you're going after something you've given away for nothing. It's a bad situation to be in.
Still coming forward, Katumwa. Well, it's a farcical situation, isn't it? They made him give up the title, Matchroom, so that Richard Williams could fight for it. Now Williams, having won it, is going off to fight for some other title, and Moore has to go back and try to win the title he had in the first place. I mean, the Commonwealth Championships Committee should not have let this happen. Daft.
See, Jamie wants to use the ring. I mean, I don't think Jamie had in his mind a 12-round grueling war, and that's the way this is shaping up. He's landed his best punches on this guy. The guy's taken them and firing back. So I think he wants to get a few rounds in the bank without getting too much involved here. It's still pinned on the ropes here.
He's got to just match this guy for ferocity. Not really finding any angles or getting his boxing going in any way, Moore. He's got the word marvellous written across his waistband tonight, Moore. I don't know if that's a Marvin Hagler echo. He's not boxing like Hagler, that's for certain.
See, that was better. He wants to get the punches off a split second quicker before this fella's on top of him. But he's allowing Katumwa come right up, then he's having to battle at close quarters, and that suits Katumwa. Get the punches off a little bit earlier, catch him on the way in. Because once this fella gets close, he's giving him problems with his strength.
It is an educated pressure though, is it, from Katumwa? He's wasting a lot.
Yeah, he is a little bit clumsy and he's crude, but he's stopping Jamie Moore from working. I mean, I don't know that Katumwa can keep this going any longer than Moore can, but that was a tough round.
Yeah, perhaps unexpectedly so. And his body language kind of says that he's finding it a little bit harder than maybe he thought. He's looked good in some. That's a good left hand right at the start of the round from him. That landed fairly flush. And at last he gets Katumwa on the back foot and lands with another left hand and a right hook as well. Now this is more like it from Moore. Suddenly he's taken the initiative in the Uganda and wants to hold on and looks a bit disorientated for a second.
He just wants to settle down now. Catch the chin as opposed to the forehead. Just pinpoint that chin. You'll get results.
He's really under pressure now, Katumwa. Being forced backwards. Moore keeping the leather flowing, or wants to anyway.
See that little feint that Moore gave there before he went to work? There's little things, little classy things like that he wants. He's too involved here. He wants to step back, show a little feint, then go to work.
Looks a bit unsteady on his legs at the moment. Katumwa is almost falling around the ring, grabbing hold of Moore. He knows enough to do that, even if it is fight number 12. There's another heavy-looking left hand. Can't seem to miss with that at the moment.
Moore just wants to step back, half-pace back, give himself some room here. A stoppage is on the card, a couple of clean shots to the chin. This job's over.
These punches are definitely having an effect. He's staggering a little bit here. Looks like his legs have gone, Katumwa, to me.
Yeah, the first punch landed bang on the chin, I think, has taken everything out of Katumwa. But Moore just wants to settle down, a bit more accuracy here. He's just wasting energy.
Katumwa, will the life come back into those legs before he gets nailed again? This is a bad round for him. Moore, for the first time, has put him under pressure. No, that was not a knockdown, but I think it was a sign of the tiredness in those rubber legs of the Ugandan, who's tottering around like a Saturday night drunk at the moment. He could be taken here. Hasn't got a lot left for the moment.
Lack of experience is beginning to show itself as well from Katumwa. He's in serious trouble, can't cope with it, it's all over.
He stopped it. Terry O'Connor dives in. Katumwa's legs went And I think really he was just fighting through a fog in that round. Ref had seen enough, and Moore, having struggled for 4 rounds to look impressive or find much rhythm, gets the job done in the 5th and regains the Commonwealth title he never lost. Let's hope that they don't come up with some other crazy idea to make him give it up again.
Yeah, I think they put Jamie in a stupid position tonight, taking a title from him. If you're going to give up a title, then forget about it. Don't go back chasing it. And then the first 4 rounds, it really could have turned into a nightmare, but full credit to Jamie Moore. He put the pedal down, he brought his class out when it counted, turned the fight all the way around with that one single shot, bang on the chin, which just seemed to rob Katumwa of all the strength he had. Loads of problems up until that point. That was it. When he landed cleanly on the chin, some of the earlier shots from Moore were good punches, but they were landing on the forehead, not having the desired effect. That was the one. That was the one just seemed to take everything away. From that point on, he was clinching and surviving.
He looks quite heavy-handed to me, Moore.
Yeah, well, at this point, I think he was just too keen in getting the fight over. He's getting a little bit close, and he was allowing Katumwa to duck and dive and nullify his work. Just a little step back, a little feint before he started throwing again, just to force Katumwa to make the first move. But having said that, an excellent result, and the way he turned the fight around. And as I say, it could have turned into a little bit of a nightmare for him. But the finish was excellent.
Give some credit to Katumwa. He was a lot better than Michael Kieser, who came here and was frankly humiliated and embarrassed in 1 round against Alex Arthur 2 weeks ago.
He certainly was, and some of the punches he took in the early couple of rounds, I mean, they were full-blooded shots. He took them well, got right back down to what. There was nothing wrong with his chin, but everything had been knocked out of him at this point, and the referee picked at the perfect time to call a halt.
Yeah,
nothing left, nothing coming back of any significance.
Yeah, Terry O'Connor, I think, could see the way that the wind was blowing, didn't want to let Katumwa take much more. And all over in round 5. Jamie Moore's winning run continues.
Ladies and gentlemen, timekeeper Gary Grennan has recorded a time of 2 minutes and 18 seconds of the 5th round. Referee Terry O'Connor has stopped the contest. Katumwa in no position to continue. Your winner and the new Commonwealth Light Middleweight champions from Salford, marvellous Jamie Moore. And show your appreciation for our visitor from Uganda, Adam Katumwa.